Hi, I'm Jeanette with Growth Unlimited, and I'm here tonight to talk with you about the 7 C's of resilience. You know, in today's world, being resilient is something we're all forced into a situation of doing, and it's a great thing because we are all resilient. Every one of us have levels of resilience that we work with. Sometimes, in some situations, our resilience is higher and better than it is at other times, but everyone has levels of resilience. The secret to being resilient is building your ability to maintain that resilience so that you can handle situations as they come up. In this video tonight, I'm going to be talking a little bit about the 7 C's of resilience. This is something that the American Psychological Association and educators talk about a lot in terms of teaching children the skills that they need to have in order to be resilient. But I think it's transferable. It's something that I know I use on a day-to-day basis because I'm constantly working, particularly in today's environment, to increase my resilience, because it seems like every time I turn around, there's something else being thrown at me that puts me in a position where I need to reevaluate and look at what I can do to be more resilient and more able to handle it. So let's get into the 7 C's of resilience. The first C is competence. Now, children, when we're talking about competence, it's an established fact that children need to be seen when they're doing something right and given opportunities to develop specific skills. We as adults are the same way. Many times our life situation has been such that we haven't had the opportunity to develop skills in a certain area of our life as we were growing up. And we're in a position where we need to do it as an adult. Being open and willing to do that and looking at ways to develop those skills and gain those competencies is something that's important in your ability to handle what comes at you on a day-to-day basis. The second C is confidence. Oh, by the way, in order to develop competence, one of the best things you can do is be on the lookout for things that you can do to learn new skills. Have an inquiring mind. Be curious. Don't ever figure that just because you're over the age of 18 that your time for learning is over. Every one of us learn every single day. And being open to that and embracing that opportunity will help you be more effective in your life. And it will give you more control. It gives you more ability to take control of your life and have your life your way. Okay, the second one is confidence. Having a solid belief in your own ability is everything. With children, we teach and nurture this in our children. We build their confidence. We're telling them constantly how we liked what they did, how it was a good thing, how they are more successful because of that. Now, we need to do this for children. We have to push them and encourage them to keep trying and keep developing those skills. But you know, this is something that also needs to be done for us as adults. We need to move on and share that with ourselves as well. So there's nothing wrong with looking at a situation and saying, hey, I handled that really, really well. With the situation that was in place, I got through it and nobody got hurt. Hey, I did a good job. That's a great way to do that. Recognize what you've done. Don't use harsh self-criticism and put yourself down if things didn't go exactly the way you wanted to. Look at the things that did work well, but don't rest on your laurels. Building confidence is a process. It's something that goes step by step by step. So recognize what you did right. Recognize what you did well, but be on the lookout for what you need to do to improve the situation even more the next time. Okay, number 3 is connection. Okay, being part of a community is an important part of being resilient. having a connection, having somebody to talk to is critical. Over the last few weeks, as I've been struggling with the pressures that are putting me in the position that I'm talking about in another video, having my community, having the people that I know care about me and that I care about to talk to and share what's been going on in my life has been a critical and important thing. A character. If you don't have an understanding of right and wrong, you cannot be resilient. And so knowing who you are and living by your values, your principles, and the things that you believe is absolutely necessary to your ability to be resilient. Okay, and the next one, number 5, is contribution. Knowing that you're not an island and knowing that you have ability and skills that you can use to share with other people to help make their life better empowers you and helps you feel better about your situation. It gives you more control and changes your mindset, because if you don't feel helpless, if you feel like you have the ability to impact your situation, it makes it a lot easier to be resilient and make the changes that have to be made in order to make what needs to happen occur. Okay, coping. You also need to have healthy coping strategies. A few weeks ago, I shared with all of you what my day was like the day my car was totaled. That was a very, very low point. Those of you who watched that video will remember I was very, very, very depressed. And I did something at that point in time that I rarely, if ever, do. I actually wondered if maybe it had defeated me. Being able to cope with situations that occur that are like that is critical to being able to pick yourself up and move forward. And here again, being kind to yourself and giving yourself the space you need to process through the information that's facing you, that's destroying your lifestyle, is an important thing in being able to cope. I have found in myself that if I give myself the space I need to, the word I'm looking for is not generalize, but basically just simply to wrap my head around the enormity of a situation that just seems to be too big to handle. If I take the time I need to do that, then my own innate natural coping skills come forward and I can start moving forward and handling it. And then finally, the last thing we need to have in order to be resilient is a sense of control. Now, all of us have the power to impact what is occurring in our lives. And being aware that we have that power, whether we can totally control it or not, we always have the ability to do something to create whatever change is necessary to make it something that we can live with, that we can deal with. Case in point here is what I have decided have to do in the current situation. All of you are aware that I have been planning on leaving California at the end of March, and I have been moving towards achieving that goal for the last several weeks. Well, circumstances that have occurred in just the last 2 to 3 weeks have made me realize that I don't have till the end of March to make this happen. And my first impulse was, ooh, I can't handle this, it's too much. It's just bigger than I can cope with. And I too wanted to crawl back in bed and hide under the covers until it went away. But realistically, I knew that wouldn't work, and I had to make the decision to do something to take control of the situation. And so what I did was I went back to what I had in place already and looked at it, and I've been able to tweak it and make the changes necessary to take control of the situation once again. And now I am actually on schedule and on slate to leave the state before Christmas. And so it is something that when you take control, when you have control, then resilience is something that's a lot easier to deal with. Okay, resilience is not a trait that people have or do not have. It involves behaviors, it involves thoughts and actions, all of which can be learned and developed by anyone. So, as you're working on building resilience, if you don't feel you're handling things the way you want to handle them, take a look at these 7 C's and start implementing them in your life so that you do have the control and you do build the resilience that you need to have in your life. Here's looking at you. I'm hoping you enjoyed this video. If you have questions or comments, I would love to hear from you. Please put them in the area below the video. And if you found the video helpful, subscribe to it. Be sure to click on the bell so that you're notified of new videos that come out in the series. Thanks so much for watching, and visit us at Growth Unlimited, www.growthunlimited.org, to find out how we can help you too take control of your life. Thanks so much. I'll see you next time. Bye now.